Salut! Hello! How is everyone? Welcome back to Talking Politics. Today I am with...
Roberto Wakerell-Cruz,
Who is...
the news editor at the Post Millennial and co-host of...
This Week in Canada, which is coming out this Friday. But this isn't This Week in Canada, this is Talking Politics. And you might be rather bemused as to why I've chosen Roberto as this week. And let me tell you, I didn't want to. But it's worth it because we have a wonderful guest coming this week. He's a leader. He loves milk. He's been the steadfast foreman of a certain party that lost the election despite winning the popular vote. Whoever can get it wins a few points. And that's going to be coming out soon, so do stay tuned. However, whilst I have Roberto with us, let's ask him about the Wii Charity scandal. So, do you think Justin Trudeau is going to resign?
No. At the start of this, I would have maybe thought so. I thought maybe this could go somewhere and that Canadians would care enough. The scandal seems simple, easy to digest.
Yeah.
Not too complicated like the potential Mark Norman one, which was a nightmare, very difficult to kind of follow and understand. SNC Lavalin, again, a lot of mumbo jumbo, a lot of legal ins and outs that kind of regular Canadians don't seem to care about. They don't seem to care unless something in their immediate life has gone wrong. Mm-hmm. This one, although it's not, impacting people's immediate lives, was very simple. So it was really, I thought it would really be an opportunity for opposition parties to capitalize and try to take down the Trudeau government, maybe get him to resign, get Bill Morneau to resign, who we know was complicit and apologized for a lot of shady stuff that he did. But now, as the kind of fallout is continuing, I don't think this is really going to go too far anywhere.
Yeah. Well, there was an interesting article in the Globe and Mail yesterday, actually, by Robert Fife, Canadian icon. And he essentially said that Justin Trudeau was extremely pissed off with Bill Morneau, and they were paving the way for him to be forced out or for him to resign, fall on the sword. But then Trudeau immediately came and said, this is false. I have full support. He gave a full statement. However, if you have full confidence in your finance minister, one of the things you don't do is go out and hire the ex-Bank of England and Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney to serve as your economic advisor. It's not exactly a full sort of go-ahead. So I don't know how much we can trust these guys. Do you think someone has to resign from this, right? Surely.
Yeah, if there's going to be a sacrificial lamb, I would have guessed Morneau. It still kind of seems like he's totally eligible to be on the chopping block. Him more than anyone. I mean, if not him, then we certainly did see yesterday in the testimony of Bardish Chagger, who is one of Trudeau's ministers. I think she's the Minister of Inclusion, Diversity, Junior.
It's basically it's a ministry which doesn't need to exist.
Right. It was part of the equal cabinet kind of positions that Trudeau made, and she seems to be really getting some flack. We saw yesterday a kind of cross-examination with Pierre Poilievre where she sounded like she was about to break down into tears for 10 minutes. So that's a candidate. I would say she's most likely to, again, just a minority woman to get thrown under the bus like Jody like Jody Wilson-Raybould. That's nothing new. Bill Morneau, I would be pleasantly surprised. It wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world, but I would definitely be like, oh, he actually went through with it and did it.
Yeah, but it goes deeper than this. I know we have come out, and I hate we. We've been over this before, but I really, really despise the organization. And recently we actually made a video examining the structure of we. And needless to say, it's an extremely strange organization. And they've come out and said, this political scandal is killing us. We don't care about politics. We just want to do charitable work. Please just let us keep going with it. Are you feeling any sympathy for the Kiel burgers?
No. I don't really feel too bad for the Kiel burgers at all. I've never seen them speak before until that testimony where they went on and looked like ghosts for a couple hours, 3 hours. Do I feel any sympathy? No, I don't think they really deserve it. The way the Wii Charity works is really weird with the charity and then like Me to We being a profitable organization. It's a very clever sleight of hand.
As a charity watchdog said, there's a lot of confusion over who exactly is a charity and where, if I were to donate to them, which I would never do, where exactly do I give it? Do I give it to MeToWe? Do I give it to the Wii Charity? Do I give it to the Wii Charity Foundation? Right. And essentially, a lot of people, it seems, gave to the for-profit, the business side, which goes straight into the pockets of the Kielburgers, thinking it was a charity.
Right.
And on top of that, and that's already dubious, I'm pretty cynical about charities, full stop, but I think the Wii Charity is a particularly dodgy. But it's been described as cultish. It's been described as, just really weird. They've hired, private eyes to investigate and intimidate journalists, allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah. So it's a really, really strange organization.
Yeah, that, and we put out the Post Millennial put out very good work over there at the Post Millennial YouTube channel, TPM YouTube channel, on what exactly is the Wii Charity. And I didn't really realize, though I think you might have already, is that these Me2We trips are basically just vacations for rich kids, and they're really expensive. They're like $6,000 to go to like Kenya.
It cuts out certain segments of the Canadian population who can't afford to spend $6,000 on their children for a 1 week holiday.
Meanwhile, they have like a mega church basically event every year where they get celebrities to just scare the crap out of these kids into basically voting for the Liberals. So sympathy is not something I really think about much when I think about the Wii Charity. It seems like it might have been long overdue. While I don't doubt that it was probably sincere to start, I don't meet too many cynical 12-year-olds besides, the mean ones. Yeah. But if you're going to start a charity at 12 years old, I bet it goes with the best intention. But I think they realized, the Kielburgers realized probably that it was an opportunity to make a lot of money. Now, 25 years in, they're finally seeing a bit of some sort of repercussions.
Have been revered as Canadian heroes. They have Orders of Canada.
Yeah, isn't that insane?
Yeah, at the age of 13, they were invited on shows like Ellen and Oprah, and they've been applauded by every single politician, since the charity's inception, or conception rather. And quite frankly, it seems that no one could be bothered to just scrape the surface, or to just think, hold on, we're allowing these people into our schools. And, I don't think it's really malicious. I don't think they're doing anything nasty. But when they say, and they did say this, that 80% of the kids go on to vote, and then you only bring Liberal politicians to Wii Day events, well, then you can sort of see, well, you're just like indoctrinating a whole generation of children each year who will then go on.
It's like recruiting kids into doing it, into voting for the Liberals. So where do we go from here? I mean, interestingly enough, there was a poll put out about whether Peter MacKay or Erin O'Toole, when they win the leadership race, whoever wins it, what the polling would be against the Liberals. And there was only really like a 1 point difference.
You need to be careful with those polls. Polling in the Conservative leadership contest, and sorry, I should let you finish your point, but polling in the Conservative leadership contest has been woeful. And it's done by journalists who don't really understand Conservatives, and it's usually of people who say they vote Conservative, or people who say they're part, or just the wider Canadian public who votes. Rarely has polling been done on people who are Conservative members, which is like the most important thing, obviously, going into the Conservative leadership debate. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think, as Bobby was getting to before I rather abrasively cut him off, was that we're going to need a leader in the fall who can defeat Justin Trudeau.
Good question. It's a difficult question because what I was kind of going to get at is about the general lack of enthusiasm between either of the candidates, any of the candidates, I should say. There are four of them. Derek Sloan is not doesn't really inspire many people. Leslie Lewis does have a rather rabid crowd, not rabid, but like big fans, true support.
She wrote for the Post Millennial today. Everyone,
check that out.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know who could beat Trudeau. That's the real problem here. I think Erin O'Toole probably has a better shot, though nothing really. I don't see how. It's kind of unfair, right? The Wii Charity gets to do this big, massive megachurch event where they indoctrinate kids, but it's like just a kick while we're down, because Conservatives are so boring. They can never get kids to go out and vote. No. I guess no one really can except for we. So they have this massive machine behind them that is going to be pretty difficult to beat. I don't know. I will see. I think Aaron O'Toole would probably have a better shot, to be honest.
Well, there we have it, folks. That's Roberto's prediction and endorsement, in fact.
No, not an endorsement. Just an estimate, just a guess.
Yeah, a proclamation. Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to cut it short. I fear we're going to endanger and actually emerge into sort of This Week in Canada territory. But you know what? This can be a good taster. We're going to have a great few episodes in this week coming out soon.
Very crazy.
You're going to love it. So please remember to like and subscribe. This has been Roberto Wakerell-Cruz.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe.
And I'll see you in a few days.
See you in the next few days. Andrew Shear's coming on.